you were supposed to be the guy, right? Was
Let's
that
not
not the
do this
plan?
again. Let's
But
not.
again, but that was the plan though,
We
John,
know.
was it not?
He can't. He has no
He
mobility at
can't.
this
Yes, he
point. It's
can't.
okay.
That's what I'm getting to. He can't be the guy. That's what I'm getting to. So
You gotta move
we all
past that.
we do, but maybe we need to look at the fact that we were saying we got to trade Russell Westbrook. Maybe we were not looking at the other guy, and we might need to look at trading Anthony Davis to get LeBron some real, help that is not going to be labored the entire season. And is he going to be there in the postseason? We have no
Probably
idea.
not. But he's been their best player. And you said maybe Russell Westbrook wasn't the issue. He
No, no,
is.
I never said no. I didn't say
The
that. I said
main, the
maybe we
only.
should be looking at also Anthony Davis is
Yeah,
what I should have said.
the Lakers have many problems. And right now, Darvin
Yes.
Ham is doing an impressive job with Russell Westbrook, moving him to the bench. And what he has done is made a demotion into a promotion for a player in Russell Westbrook who had the joy of basketball stripped. Whether it was the media's pressure, the market, and the expectation, and just the matter he played bad last season. It was a bad fit in a place that he wanted to go to. He asked for a trade to the Lakers when he saw, hey, this team's looking at DeMar DeRozan, but they're not quite sure if they want to give him this little bells and whistles. They go, send me there, Washington, and he gets to go there. So far this year, it hasn't been perfect, but in his last 3 games, he has firmly entrenched himself in a discussion of guys for Sixth Man of the Year. Been phenomenal. And it's no surprise. I like Frank Vogel as a head coach. I thought he built a good system. But what separates good and great head coaches are the ones that can press the right buttons. The ones that know when to, toggle between the proper lineups. And Darvin Ham has not perfected this 8 games into his coaching career. In their previous game against the Pelicans, he had one poor lineup decision at the end of the fourth quarter that could have given the Lakers, if they just put a couple of shooters in the floor, a chance to win the game in regulation. But there's no shooting, and it went to overtime, where eventually Darvin Ham puts in a shooter and Matt Ryan. What happens? He hits the game winner. Darvin Ham right now is doing a phenomenal job with Russ. And defensively, the Lakers this year haven't been perfect. They had a bad game in their last matchup against the Jazz. But how else do I say this? Russell Westbrook is balling on the second lineup. You put him with the team's best transition player, Lonnie Walker, who's just flying. He's got the cool nickname. Then you put him with Austin Reeves, the connector piece. Reeves could be a little bit more aggressive, but really, he's a young wing that takes nothing off the table and can occasionally knock down a jumper. Then you have Matt Ryan, the team's best shooter. He's going to limit you on defense, but he spaces the floor. And Anthony Davis, who is far and away their best pick and roll partner for Russ. That second unit is perfect for him. He had a little bit of shooting, decent defense, rim protection, and star power for Russ. If he finishes this year with the same averages he's posted in the starting lineup, his impact will be far more significant because his minutes are going to be staggered with LeBron James, and the closing minutes of games, the Lakers are going to have more spread out look. Russell Westbrook is best with the ball in his hands, and we all know for the Lakers to succeed, they needed a bench spark, they needed wing talent, and really veterans to buy in. And 2 of those things right now are being solved. The third B cap is really just wing talent. They have no shooting in the starting lineup. Patrick Beverley, he's not that good. He never was that good. He can, hustle and set a good tone on defense, but he's not your go-to guard. And for the Lakers, if they can just make a trade for even an Eric Gordon, a Bojan Bogdanovic, an older veteran that, hey, look, they're going to be making $20 million a year, so there's risk here if one of them has an injury, given where they're at in their careers. But a Bojan would literally make this Lakers team a contender. That's how I look at it, because the Lakers right now are one true piece away. Now, Bogdanovic, he's not a great transition player. That's kind of what the Lakers are looking for currently, a transition wing that can make shots and will buy in on the defensive end. But I'm telling you right now, Russell Westbrook is playing with joy, and that right there is the biggest wild card with this Lakers team. He's playing well, and when that is happening, you have a bench that's going to consistently outperform against other second units. And so long as LeBron James can start making some jumpers, the defense should be top 10, and the offense can be semi-passable. And I feel like at the deadline, they have 2 first-round draft picks in the next 7 years. They're going to have the opportunity to make a trade. And whether or not they pulled that, so ultimately, whether or not Anthony Davis does stay healthy. So it is a full circle thing. If AD is healthy, they make a move. If he's not, well, the year's over. This episode is brought to you by our friends at Best Stamp. Today is Sunday afternoon, and one of the best parts about the day is watching football, of course. And if you want to get a stake into the game, you want to bet on the games, you want to know what the market is. You want to get the best available odds, and oftentimes that can be a time-consuming endeavor. And that's what Betstamp is here to help you with. If you want to see all the sports books in one single place, all you have to do is download the Betstamp app, which is totally free, and you can sign up for a variety of sports books so that they can provide you the best odds so you can maximize your returns. To go along with that, Betstamp also features other tools, such as a bet analysis tool to get constant updates on how well you're performing, but also the accounting tool so that you can track all of your bets in one single stop. So join us in the Betstamp app. Link is in the description, and use our referral code at WISEGUYS. That's WISCGUYS. Thank you to Betstamp for supporting our show. And as always, let's get back to it.
What a shocker, right? How I don't know how many people have been saying it for how long. Westbrook, you should be coming off the bench, and finally accepted the role, and look at how it's actually producing. Nobody was trying to slight Westbrook by saying come off the bench. They were saying it's a better fit for you to be running the second unit so you can do your thing. You can be Russell Westbrook. And he's basically still getting starter minutes. I mean, it's not like, and even in certain points, they're putting him in the closing minutes now. The Darvingham is. I know in one of them he pulled him out during one of the closing minutes. But listen, if this can continue, because I've always said this about Westbrook, it's the situation he's in right now. I don't think what Westbrook is really different. I just think that there's been more of a focus point on him because he's in LA and he's playing next to LeBron James. So everything is more highlighted and looked at under a microscope. He was doing the same thing in Washington. Like I said, if he gets traded and he goes to, like, let's say, I don't know, a Houston or whatever, a bad team, back to Washington or whatever, I think Russell Westbrook could easily average 20 plus a game, 8 and 8, easily. But is it going to equate to winning at the end of the day? That's the whole thing. And right now it is. I mean, they're only 2-6, but at least they've looked better over the past couple of games. LeBron definitely, yes, you're right, has to clean it up. Like I said, I think he'll be able to figure it out. I mean, I think we both have faith in LeBron James to figure it out. Anthony Davis, I don't know what to say about him anymore. I mean, it's a bad visual sight when I'm looking at a guy who's in what is he, 28, 29?
29.
29 years old. You're in your prime. Like, that's the literal middle of the prime, 29 years old.
For a guy like him, it's not.
But it is, John. That really is.
For an injury-prone 7-footer.
No, because he should have been, because guess what? He should have been working on his shooting ability. Because now at this point, you could actually have a trusty mid-range shot. And look at him right now. Look at those shots from I mean,
he's shooting well at the foul line, 82%.
That's good. Okay, that's good because I mean,
big step.
Yeah, he's had a couple down seasons, if I'm not mistaken, and it's
he's taking some notes from Russ over there for the last 2 years.
Westbrook in what November, he's 100% from the free throw line, 5 for 5.
You know what my thing is with Russ, real quick? He's not averaging the rebounds, and I love saying it. Rebounds for point guards mean nothing.
Yeah.
I'm tired of people saying like it's revolutionary what he's done with the triple doubles. He's averaging 6 rebounds a game right now and making a larger impact than when he was averaging 11 and a half. Because defensive rebounds don't matter. Offensive rebounds can make a huge difference. And that game a couple nights ago where he had 4 of them, he single-handedly took the Lakers to another level in the second half of that game. If he's grabbing 2 or 3 offensive rebounds every other night, dude, I'm telling you, that is something I'm going to praise. But these stupid defensive rebounds, I don't care. But you get to continue.
No, I mean, listen, you're not going to get an argument from me about rebounding point guards. I mean, it's not the biggest deal in the world. I think it's just a stat that people look and they're like, wow, look at that, 10 rebounds, you know? I'm rooting for the Lakers. Listen, I've always said that the league, any sports league, is better when the big markets like LA, Boston, New York are doing great. And I'm gonna because right now both LA teams are not doing very good. But I think both teams will be able to figure it out. But I think we'll get into the Clippers in a little bit.
And yeah, you may owe the Lakers a little bit of an apology because Anthony Davis is also posting the highest total rebounding average in percentage and per game since his last year in New Orleans. So he's averaging 11.
Apology. He just said that a good job. You're doing what we want you to do. You should be an 11 rebound guy. You should be.
He's doing it, and he's playing. The reason why is because he's playing center. He's not playing the 4. You know, so that's ultimately the biggest
Good.
difference
He's actually
here.
buying in instead of being like, oh, I'm not a 5.
Well, he kind of has to play the center because he's so
He does.
immobile right now.
They don't
That
have.
if
They
you
don't
play him
have
at the
anyone.
4,
They
it's
got
going to ruin
nobody at
spacing.
5.
Well,
If
it's a
they had
combination of
Miles-
those two things.
If they had Miles Turner, okay, you could play the 4.
And Turner will get hurt within
Yeah.
5
If
games
they had
himself.
Dwight Howard or JaVale McGee like they did in 2020 during the bubble, you could play the 4. But AD,
Sure.
you're the 5.